everyone. Welcome to week 13 of Microsoft microcomputer applications. This week we have a capstone project using Google Forms. I'm not sure who of you may have used Google Forms before. It is really a very, very cool piece of software. And what we will be doing is you're getting married. Did you know that? Yeah, you're getting married. You have a destination wedding for your closest family and friends. And upon your return, you're going to have a big party. So what you will be doing is creating a Google form to invite family and friends to your wedding celebration. So for those of you who have not used Google Forms before, here's a 15-minute tutorial. I'm going to walk you through it here just a bit. But to get to Google Forms, you can either go into email and access forms through here. It'll be a purple icon. This is the forms icon. I just went to forms.google and this page came up, and I'm just going to create a blank form. And then when the form comes up, the project specifications are down here. So make sure you take a look at what instructions you're supposed to do or follow, the fields that you need to have, etc. When I'm in the Google form, one thing you need to do is click on this little color palette here, and that will let you change the color here. But what I want you to do is to use an image. So find something. They have all kinds of images for weddings, so you can pick one of these images, or else you can upload your own image if you want to. You can do that as well. And then this project description will tell you all the different fields that you need to have. You do need to do some response validation and different types of things. So let me just give you a couple of things. So let me just name, I forget which I had to do, first name and last name. So here I'm going to do last name, and it knows it's a short answer question. I can click required to make sure that it's required. I'm going to go ahead and add another question. I'm going to do first name. It knows it's short answer, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to say that's required. I'm going to add another section, email address. Again, knows it's short answer. I can make it required, and then I can also click here and do response validation and tell it that it is a text field and that it contains an email address. That will make sure that they at least put in an email address. The other field that might be a little tricky is, of course, I need to do address, city, state, zip, all that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm just going to show you the state, and then I'm going to make this a drop-down menu, and then you go in and you put in all 50 states, and it'll show up as a drop-down list versus having a great big long list. So those are a couple of the things that you need to do. I want you to do a multiple choice question for whether or not they need accommodations or without accommodations, make food restrictions a text field, add descriptions to your fields to assist your guests in completing the form. And then I want you to enter 10 records into the form. So once I've got this form set up, I can click on the preview button. It'll show me what my form is going to look like. I need to go back and change this to my wedding invite or whatever, but you fill it out for 10 different people. And then that way, what it will do, it dumps all of that into a spreadsheet. So now if I go into settings, you want to collect their email address, which you can do that as well as have them enter their email address. In this case, you do not want to limit it to one response because you're going to be entering all 10. And then these other ones, whether or not you want to edit after submit, whatever, is fine. But then what it will do is if I go back, let me go back to the form. Oh, shoot, I went back too far. Okay, where'd my form go? I'm going to say this is, you are invited, I'm just going to say wedding celebration, whatever. Celebration, I could type, and then all these form fields, party to celebrate our wedding. We hope you can come. Okay, so that's, and then you can also down here, let's say if I go back, I'm going to add another field for food restrictions, and I can say yes or no. And then I can also come down here and say that's required. I can come down here and say a description and say, please indicate any food restrictions they have. So just, that's how you get to make sure you look at the required, look at the descriptions, those kinds of things. I did not go through this entire project, obviously. I just kind of went through the highlights of it. But there is a rubric. It's worth 45 points. I need to change this date because that'll be Sunday, April 14th. And then just have fun with this project. Most students really do have a good time with this, but Google Forms is such a very cool product. You can do so much with it. You can collect data. You can also do short quizzes if you wanted to. If you noticed when we went into settings, you can do presentations. You can make quizzes and have it graded. There's just so much to do, and it's really a very easy tool to use for any kind of data validation. Now, the other thing you will need to do is go under the settings up here, go to Add Collaborators, and make sure you add me as a collaborator so that I can go in and look at your settings. Otherwise, I can't get to your spreadsheet and the background and all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that I'm in here as a collaborator, make sure that I can edit it, and then you don't have to worry about changing anything up here because that's only if you want to make other people can change it. But I do need to be able to have access to it as a collaborator, so don't forget to do that, and then just share it with me, and you should be all set. I hope you enjoyed this project.